Welcome back to the Week 6 preview, and we're going to start previewing the games. First of all, we're going to go with the 2-3 SAS versus the 1-4 Doughboy. When you look at this game, I like the fact that Brady has a week off to prepare for Baltimore. This will give them some time to work with the new wide receivers. Deion Branch, that trade. Do you think that's going to help them, or are they just trying to go back to the retro days?
Yeah, I think their offense works no matter who they stick at wide receiver. He won a Super Bowl with Deion Branch and a bunch of no-name wide receivers.
So SAS is also starting 2 jet wide receivers. One of them probably the 5th best option there.
Right, 2 seconds. Braylon Edwards is now probably the second man.
Yeah.
He
targeted Holmes a lot, but Braylon Edwards is still actually looked pretty decent on Monday
night. Yeah, and he probably will. Santonio Holmes didn't even get to practice for 4 weeks, so.
Yeah. So you give it some time, but he's starting 2 jet wide receivers. The one matchup that I do like is Devon Best with the possession wide receiver for Miami. Again, another week off to be able to kind of get some more possession time in.
Yeah, against Green Bay, too, who's missing most of their defense.
Yeah. On the other side of things, Doughboy has the Ravens guys, Flacco and Rice, going against New England. New England has had a week to prepare for these guys. I don't know what their game plan is, but their defense looked pretty good going into the bye week, let alone coming out of the bye week.
Yeah, I think the Ravens' offense is set up by the defense giving them a short field. And so if Brady and the offense doesn't turn the ball over, I think, then the defense will hold up.
Jim's starting 2 tight ends, and one of them being Jason Witten, who up to last week really has done nothing. And had it not been for that touchdown, probably would have been around, I think, 7 points.
Yeah. I don't, unless you're starting, the 2 premier tight ends in the league, if you're having to start 2 tight ends, you're probably 1-4.
Not really doing it. Yeah, 1-4. Now Colson hasn't had double digits this entire year. Do you think Jim cuts ties with him here soon? Tries to trade him, or is there any trade value at all?
I think so. I would trade him. I would take
on tape Colson. Right now. You're going to trade him.
I'll trade him for Marcus Colson.
Well, either way, he's got to be concerned that Colson isn't doing anything.
Yeah, he's getting more, though. He's going to get more touches, and at some point he's going to have the breakout game. Against the Bucs, that could be the answer.
Now, as I look through this matchup, I kind of wonder, I really have no idea who to pick. Who are you taking in this game?
I'm going to take Doughboy. I don't like Sass, and I don't like his team, so Doughboy it is.
All right. This is a coin. We're going to go tails for Sass, heads for Jim, so I have no idea who to pick. Heads for Jim. Jim, I am going with you via the heads and tails option. Next game, the 5-0 Show goes on the road to visit the Desk Jockey. Show has Romo and the Desperate Cowboys going to Minnesota. Do you think that Romo has an unbelievable game here? Are they going to put it all on his shoulders and just say, forget the running game? Because we're not going to do it. We're just going to throw on you like the Jets did.
Yeah, I think they'll try and just air it out. And I think Romo will have a good game. One of the best corners for the Vikings, Smith, tore his ACL. So
you're going to have an option here for Romo's probably going to have a good game. You have Arian Foster against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense is actually a little bit better than what people expect. But again, Kansas City, I think they could be ready for Arian Foster. It just, again, depends on what happens with Houston if they decide to throw or run that day.
Yeah, with Andre Johnson hurt and Jacoby Jones really not being effective, I think for the most part, you just pile them up. The Chiefs' defense is tough.
Yep. Then you have Hakeem Nicks. I think he's just going to have an unreal game. Somebody said, I think I heard somewhere he was targeted 17 times or something like that last week. Yep. Just an ridiculous amount of times. But regardless, Hakeem Nicks should have an unbelievable game against the Lions. Moss has actually had a week of practices. How do you think that benefits him?
Well, he'll have a different route. He'll be able to run something other than the go route. But, I don't really see Favre as, his arm seems to be bothering him.
It's true.
So, I think.
Do you think any picture text? Do you think the picture text thing is going to be bothering Favre?
No, not unless he's still picture texting.
It's true. Anyway, Brent Selleck is going to start for Show. I really love that matchup because Kevin Cobb seems to check down a lot more than Michael Vick because Michael Vick would run past Selleck. And so I think check down Charlie, Kevin Cobb, will be a good option for Brent Selleck today.
Oh, yeah.
Jockey is going to be starting Bradshaw, who should hopefully counter Hakeem Nicks against the Lions, but you never really know with that. And he's got Matt Schaub starting. Maybe he does a couple check down routes to Arian Foster.
That could be funny to watch to see how their games go
how.
back and forth.
But Hines Ward gets Big Ben back.
Yeah, well, I
obviously
think
as a Steelers fan, you're happy about this. But what do you think this does for Ward's value?
Well, I think because Ward is such a possession guy, and the quarterbacks up to this point have just been heaving the ball downfield, hoping that Mike Wallace runs underneath it. Yeah. I think Big Ben loves Hines Ward, and
they've had a great relationship for a long time.
Yeah, I think this is against the Browns. I just think you see, Ben find Hines Ward several times and prove that I've been ready, I'm prepared. I'm gonna lead the team.
Roy Williams has been significant for 2 straight weeks.
I know, it makes me mad because I drafted him.
Yeah, no kidding. But Roy Williams has gone out of your lineup,
yes,
and he is now in the jockeys. How much do you think he helps him?
I think he gives the jockey maybe a little bit of edge. Maybe gives him the advantage this week.
Wow.
So,
but Romo is going to be throwing to him, so maybe they cancel each other out again there.
Yeah, 6 though.
Yeah, is Dustin Keller losing value?
Yeah, I think that first week they thought we can go to Keller. Even the Monday night game, it was. Try and force it to Keller, but I think now they're saying, okay, we can throw it deep to Holmes, deep to Braylon.
Yeah.
Why throw it underneath?
Yeah. So I kind of anticipate them doing that a little bit more. I'm going to take Show in this one. I just don't think that the jockey has the greatest of matchups to go with Show, and maybe it does come down to Monday night, but regardless, I just see Show going 6-0. I would love to see him lose, so maybe I could possibly gain some ground, but I highly doubt that'll happen. Yeah,
it doesn't look like he's gonna fold, but you never know. Jockey has pulled off some upsets in his days, in his sporting life. So
maybe this will be one. So are you gonna go with Jockey?
No, I don't.
No, okay, there we go. All right, the 4-1 Soldier against the 2-3 Nips. Soldier, you have pretty good matchups. Orton against the Jets. I'm not worried about starting Orton at any point in time this rest of this year. Are you?
No, I mean he's throwing for 370 yards every time he touches the ball. So.
It's ridiculous. LT, again, just taking over as the number 1 running back, which, again, for a 10th round option, pretty good pickup for you.
It's fast. He's got the old legs back.
Yep. AP against Dallas should be a great game. They're going to have to make sure that they establish the run to open up the throws.
Yeah. And he really had a good game last week. He just didn't get enough touches because they were losing.
Marshall coming off the bye, and then you got Zach Miller, who seems to be just doing everything, and 49ers aren't about average against the tight end. But Nips has Breeze going against Tampa Bay, a rivalry game there. But there's been games that he's played against Tampa Bay that have not been quality games before.
Right. Yeah. And really, this game with Hips, just kind of going back to his desire to try and take over, try and beat the Knoll division down. But we're hoping to push that aside.
Well, you got Javid Best against the Giants. I don't really like that matchup at all.
No,
the Giants have looked really good the last couple of weeks. And then you've got, let me read you these wide receivers. You've got Jabbar Gaffney, Danny Amendola, and I'm losing the third one.
There's
another backup, I think.
Yeah.
This is all or nothing for them.
It is. Oh, it's Lance Moore.
Lance Moore. Yeah. All or nothing for him. I mean, he's either going to get 0 points or he's going to get 10 to 15 out of it, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's happy with his wide receiver core, but, it's a manageable one if one of them, like Lance Moore, gets an 80-yard bomb. Or
perhaps his best matchup is the Steelers' defense, who's had a week to prepare for the Browns, and they don't need a week to prepare for the Browns.
No, especially if Colt McCoy plays. I mean, they could have another 26-point day or whatever they had that one week.
Yeah, it's going to be bad news. Anyway, I'm going to take the Soldier. I just don't see Nips being able to pull off this one.
No, this will be very similar to, our softball games with Hish. It'll be a blowout.
That's sensitive. All right, well, that's it for the first part of the previews. We'll be right back with the next group.